today I'm going to talk to you about the narrow size TN, and I don't actually use this size anymore. It is actually the very first size that I ever made in 2014, and I loved it because it was the first traveler's notebook that I ever had. Any other sizes were just not conceivable to me at that point, and I used it. I enjoyed it. I used it as a bullet journal. I used it as a regular journal. I used it as an art journal. So I used it thoroughly. This is one. This is a Hemingway Madrid, and I'm just showing it to you so you can see the size of it. So here it is compared to a pocket. I don't use it anymore because I discovered other sizes that I like so much better. I went from a narrow to a wide, and then from a wide to a B6 slim, and then from a B6 slim to a B6, and that was my happy place. And it took me about 6 months to find my happy place, but I did really like the narrow. Now I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole because I don't like it. So I don't like the proportions. You know me and my proportions. But yeah, I don't like, I don't know. It's not enjoyable for me to use. The pages are too narrow for me. Very popular size. Many of you love it, and that's okay. You should love it. We all have our different tastes. I know for me, this and the A6 are just, they're a no-go for me. And it's funny because I do like the personal size, which is more narrow and smaller, but because of what I use it for, it works out perfectly. I make a lot of lists in it, and lists just need a narrow sheet of paper. For me, if I make a list in this, I'm wasting a lot of paper because I don't need the whole page. I no longer have any narrows in my collection. All I have is my Louis, is what I called him. I had him since 2014. He is a chocolate creme, and he holds all of my inserts from 2014, and that is what he's doing. And currently he is in a box in storage that I can't get to. So Allie Brown has posted a picture of her notebook next to mine. They're like brothers. Narrow is not my jam. Don't think it will ever be. I like my sizes that I have, and I'm going to stick with them. So narrow is about 4¼ inches wide and 8¼ or so roughly inches tall, and when you open it, it makes almost a perfect square, and some people love that, and that's great. You just keep using it and loving it and enjoying it. I'm just giving you my honest opinion on how I experience the size. I am not you. You are you and can enjoy whatever it is that you enjoy. And I think it's great that there are so many different sizes, because size really is important when you're talking about a journal, something that you want to leave your memories in, something that you want to use. And if you have a size that you're not attracted to, you're not going to use it. Case in point is the A6 for me. Not attracted to it, didn't want to use it, didn't do any journaling in it, didn't really do anything except random notes in it because I had to force myself to use it. And the same would happen to me if I tried to use the narrow again. I feel like it would waste a lot of paper, and I just don't enjoy the size. Because it's more narrow, it does fit a little better in bags and stuff. I would just prefer the wide though, because I would prefer to have more room, because then I would use it more. I would journal in it. I would do all these other things in it. And I know many people do journal in the narrow, and I think that's fabulous. They have such neat writing and everything, and it just works out so well for them. And that's awesome. Just keep doing it and share your pages, because I like to see them. Just for me, I'm just not attracted to it, so I pass on that one. Do share your experience with the narrow size down below. I know I have made the narrow size kind of based on the Traveler's Notebook company on they used to be called Midori, on their larger size. I think they only have 2 sizes, like standard and the passport size. So if you're looking for something that holds more than just a few books, then I would recommend the narrow that I have, because it was based on that, and I wanted it to hold, you know, a nice amount without having overhang, and so that I made it a little bit wider than the Midori at the time, because I made it back in 2014. 14, so it was called Midori back then. I made it a little bit wider than that so that it would hold more inside of it. It's a very popular size. People love using it. I can see why, because I loved it at one time, but I have since moved on. Thank you guys so much for joining me today as I talked about the narrow. I hope that you will leave comments down below because I would like to hear your opinion on it, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.